Hey guys, I'm Lewis from Editor's Keys. So in this video, I thought I'd do something a little different from what we normally do. So for the past year, some good friends of mine have been working on making their first feature-length film, and Ben, the director, kindly let me come on set and film it. Thought it'd be a good chance to show you guys what it actually looks like working on a low-budget film with a small crew of friends, and just give you an insight on how these guys work and just how a film set works on a low budget. Also, Ben came in the studio for a short interview, so make sure to stick to the end for that. And basically, he just tells you how he actually got the film made, some good tips for aspiring filmmakers who are thinking of making a film themselves but not too sure how to do it with a low budget. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the video.
Today we're making a film.
Yeah.
Good.
What's the film about?
A man, that man.
I sound Australian when I do that, like you can tell there's an accent now.
You don't sound Australian.
I know. But should I say hi or should I just like, you alright?
You're right, you can say you're right.
Are you gonna be alright? I think that's my strongest line, you know.
Yeah.
It's about to be a long night. No, sorry. It's about to be a long night. Right, I'm going out. Okay. Is that okay? I'm going out. When did I ask you?
Yeah. When did I ask you? Say again.
When did I ask you?
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. You got it.
Bam! Shikapoom. Bang.
Honestly, the situations that Cameron's been in is pretty sketchy, to be honest.
Is it? Have you dropped it before?
No, but I've had it like dragging on the. So I was like out the boot of a car filming another car, and we had it in the gimbal, and it was like scraping on the bottom of the floor. Sparks were coming up.
Hear that?
And so
I'll check in just a second, mate. Thank you.
I'll have a look in a sec.
He's gonna shout action in a minute.
Right. Lou, you need to move again, mate. Yep. Sound and speed. Speeding. Roll 10, scene 13, take 3. Action.
you never do. Hi, love.
There's nothing nice.
Come on, have the sink and wash it then. Well, this is India from opposite.
I know.
No.
Right. What were you going to be all night?
Just having a laugh. It's been a long day.
It's been a long night. Right. I'm going out.
Okay.
That's okay. I'm going out.
Just do what you want.
Bye. Just gonna go and smoke some crack. Who knows if we'll come back or not.
You don't have to be so sarcastic. That's your mum.
And when did I ask you?
Hey, you don't need to speak to her like that. Look, go. Go if you want. You don't have to stay here.
Cut. That was a good take. But you were in the middle. What we're shooting over this weekend, we've shot in 3 blocks. So the film's essentially 3 different stories at 3 different points in the main character's life. So present day, then we move back to when he's a teenager, and then when he's a young adult. So at the moment we're just shooting the section when he's a teenager. And the first scene we're shooting today is him trying to do his homework, and he keeps on getting distracted because his mum's got a friend round and they're getting drunk. And this is really the start of when we start to see how his mum's drinking habits are a problem and how they affect him in his life. Go again. Right. Roll 9, scene 13, take 1.
Okay, set.
Action.
Hi, love.
There's nothing nice.
We'll go to the sink and wash one then. Oh.
Keep on rolling. We'll go from the start. There was a really poor.
I liked it. I apologise.
Right. Okay. When you're ready.
Hi, love.
Mum, there's no clean knives.
We'll go to the sink and wash one then. This is India from opposite.
I know. Okay. Is that okay? I'm going out.
Yeah, do whatever you want.
More wine, that'll help.
I know.
Cut. Yeah. And we just get the one of James, right?
Yeah, can we just yeah, let's just clear this area because I need to do a whole different setup for James.
Got your cooking up.
This is a mozzarella, pesto, spinach and tomato toasted. Get fucked.
I'm a professional chef and now I have to cook food professionally. I need that fucking ham. Mate, it's the bits. We're doing a bit.
I mean, what's the time?
Have you even seen the bear?
It's nothing in the world.
Leave him
alone. I hate you.
What would you like me to do about that?
Maybe like live on a ground level or something.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Do more stuff up there.
Yeah, I'll get in touch with the estate agent now.
What are you putting your hand up? The car keys are in my hands. Is that everything? I think so. I'll have a look.
So sassy.
You got finger marks on your lens.
No, I haven't.
You have.
Clean it then. Cheers, mate.
Right, guys, it's young Marty here. Got my sides. Right, just done scene one. Smashed it out the park. Quite literally, you know, the park's over there. Anyway, we're going to location 2, hospital. It's not actually a hospital. It's some waiting. It's just some reception. But it's a hospital, so smash it.
I just deep dive Google what it is.
Oh, they're looking, mate.
Bit of a tricky one, to be honest. Especially when photography in the way.
That's good.
Yeah. Oh, go on.
That was loud as I was going to be.
I told you two to behave. Representing this
Shut up.
company.
5 days in June and 3 days this month. We've done everything now.
Perfect. So, how are you getting to release that on?
Bit of a angle on it.
Mum, it's fine. I've dealt with it. Listen to me. I've literally told you everything they've said. They didn't give a shit.
I imagine it's going to be a bit bright and green. Put it on daylight.
Oh. Yeah. Perfect.
I feel like that's working.
Yeah.
I just feel like it might come off. Maybe another bit on the bottom, do you think?
Yeah.
So smart.
No one will ever
As long
find
as that doesn't fall, I feel like this is going to be sick. I feel like this is a really clever thing that I've just done.
Fucking hell, you marry yourself.
Yeah, I might.
Come on, move your fingers. Yeah, that's what I'm on the table. Yeah.
As long as that holds.
You want another one underneath, don't you?
Do you think that'll help?
Maybe.
I feel like maybe I should just turn it on and then we can put the tape over this bit.
You've done a great job.
I think I have.
That's going to work, isn't it?
Yeah, that's going to work great. It's going to work a treat.
He's a great job though.
Thanks, mate.
Alright for a learner.
I'm not even a learner. What's the step below that?
Great layers of dirt. It's coming out.
4, take 1.
One second, just make sure that lights.
Action.
How did you get here? Did you have to call the police?
Yeah.
And what did they say?
Actually helping rather than buying, just standing
Well, why
there.
don't you just do zip ties?
Well, where were your zip ties?
Fucking on the pocket,
So
mate.
why didn't you do it then?
But they know what they're talking about.
Has got a point, mate.
It's got a point.
The right
It's got a point.
Yeah, yeah, but it wasn't a pregnancy.
Working studio. Working place.
It was just her at home.
Yeah. That's what you want.
Just
Action.
What?
Did you have to call the police?
Yeah.
What did they say?
They just asked me what happened.
And what did you tell them?
That I was out and when I got back, you was on the floor.
Well, anything, Marty. Are they going to follow up or
Oh,
anything?
listen to me. I've literally told you everything they've said. They didn't give a shit. I love you too.
Cut. We're going for another one because that fly just went past right at the end.
I'm sorry. I just don't want people getting the wrong idea, you know. And I getting the wrong idea about what happened. And I am sorry. And I didn't know how many pills I took.
Yeah, well, you'd had a drink.
No, it wasn't even that. I genuinely got them mixed up. I was even going to take another one before I got really sick.
I'm glad you decided not to.
Cut. Yep.
It's definitely like a feat in itself. It's a weird thing really. I don't really think I was ready to shoot a feature-length film, but I don't know if you ever actually are. And I think almost doing it on such a low budget is maybe a better way to actually do it, because it makes you really like push the boundaries of what you can do. Whereas if you have a massive budget, you're probably going to come in with loads of equipment, loads of lights, and probably be overwhelmed. Whereas like with the lower budget, it makes you push yourself to try and achieve a better look than you probably should actually be doing. So it's kind of like, I know it's cringy, and I've heard people say it before, but it's like the best film school.
So with this scene, we needed somewhere that looked like a GP or a hospital waiting room, and we looked online and everywhere was like £500 to £1,000 just for 2 hours. So just constantly looked through Google Images for Manchester waiting rooms, got to like the 13th page and found this place, and they did it for £15 an hour. So yeah, we've just shot the scene in there, which has gone really well. And now Zac's about to do room tone.
It shows what you can get by just asking people, basically. The amount of, like, you know, a lot of this film is just shot in flats and houses, but for where we actually needed a location, pretty much there's a couple that we've gone through like official ways of doing it, but for a lot of them it's just finding the right person, just saying, can we just do it? And you know, sometimes people say no, but a lot of people are really happy to help.
It's only sound. That's not the point. Well, you got a lot of hair, innit?
Oh, 69. Fuck,
What?
Can't be missing footy whilst you're filming.
No. First try. You saw it first try. Sick that one. First try.
Oh, that's good that. No, he's eating the Greggs.
Alright. They're just supporting him and his Greggs.
No, cheers guys. That's probably the best Greggs I've ever had.
Yeah, it looks pretty banging. When did you get that?
Don't you worry. Go on. Oh, corner ball, gotcha.
You need.
Hi, my name's Ben Higginson and I am the writer, director and producer of Dreek, which is my first feature film. And today I'm just going to talk to you about the process of making that first feature film. But when the first draft was done and I'd sent it to Zac and we talked about the film, we were debating to ourselves whether we wanted to do a feature on a low budget or if we were going to try and get some funding for a short, so whether that would have been Creative England or BFI, which we did apply for. We didn't get accepted for that. So after that, we didn't get accepted. We were just like, right, well, we've got a script here that we believe is low budget, that we could do on a low budget with the crew that we'd already worked with, a lot of the crew we'd already worked with before, and a lot of the cast we'd already worked with before, and we just decided we were going to go for it. So from there, that's when we did our crowdfund. We did a Kickstarter campaign, and we put it as £5,000 as our goal. We would have liked to have got maybe plus 10,000, but I think whatever we got from that crowdfund was going to dictate how we were going to go about making this film. I don't think it was a question of if the money had been lower, we wouldn't have done it. It would have been, well, we're just doing it on less money and we're just going to figure out how we're going to do that, whether that would dictate the kind of equipment we would use, the amount of people we'd have work on it, the locations we'd be using. And then we hit our goal, which was, we got just over £6,000. Our goal was 5,000. Then we essentially used that to shoot 70% of the film in one block. And then we moved to shooting the other 30%, which some of the footage you're seeing now was from that second block of shooting, that second and third block of shooting. Well, when we realised what we were making it on, the amount of money we were working with, we kind of revisited the script and we went through it and we figured out what was going to be our most expensive aspects of the film in terms of the actual script itself, whether that be locations or set pieces or anything that we needed, props, makeup, those things. And we tried to minimalise a lot of that stuff in the script process without it having a detriment to what that story is. So that was trying to keep a lot of the locations in alleyways or in the streets or in housing that we had, so friends' apartments or locations that we previously used in other films that we know we could use in this film. When it went into the actual practical side of filming, an example is when we were working with my DP for this film, Rufus Wilson, we spoke about the lighting aspects of it, that we wanted it to have this kind of realistic, gritty tone to it, and he almost didn't want to overlight the film. So one of the things he did is he created these fittings, which are like the light casing that you get on street lights. So you might see them on the walls. He created loads of them, and then he got a load of aperture tube lights and put them inside. So he might have a small casing, a big casing. We could essentially put these on walls because you could stick their double-sided sticky tape on the back of it. So we could put these wherever we wanted and use it as practical lighting, which would hopefully then minimise the amount of actual lighting setup he'd do around it, which was a lot of a quicker process to do when we were shooting, and it seemed to give us like a consistent tone and look that we wanted throughout the film. When we were shooting, going into pre-production stage, and we were figuring out those lighting side of things, how we were going to do it more practical, how we were going to use minimal lights. The other thing we decided to shoot it all handheld, and that just gave us a freedom because we also wanted it to have this kind of like documentary social realism feel to the visuals. And again, just being able to work the frame out with our handheld, like move constantly with it, rather than having to set up a tripod in one position, try it, if it doesn't work, set it up in someone else, or a slider, or a dolly, or even setting up a gimbal. Having the handheld gave us the freedom to constantly look at new frames. We did storyboard a lot of this, and we did create a shot list, but most of the time, because we had that freedom, we could find shots on the day as well. That saved us loads of money. That saved us a lot of time where we would have spent setting up, which again, going back to what I was saying before, is gave us more time to focus on the frames, gave us more time to focus on the performances of our actors, and also getting the best out of the limited lighting setups we had. Shooting on the streets is interesting. Obviously you get a lot of interaction and stuff like that, and from a permit sense, I think that there is a maximum amount of people you can have before you need a permit. So that's one of the reasons that we decided to shoot it with a smaller crew, because it would save money on the permits, and shooting in areas that were more quiet and more remote, so we wouldn't really be bothered by people. And we, you know, in previous films we were young, like we just decided to go into places that you probably need a permit to shoot on. We just shoot in them. If someone came up to us and said, oh, you can't shoot here, we just find somewhere else. But sometimes no one did, and we just did it, because most of the time, if you keep it to a minimal amount of people, if you're not bothering anyone, if you're not closing any roads, if you're not causing any problems, and you're not being a danger to anyone, it's not normally a problem. But yeah, a lot of that was also, I mean, some of the films that have been made before where they've shot on the streets when they really shouldn't have, was like One Car Wise, Chunkin Express, Christopher Nolan's Following, Daddy Longlegs by the Safdie brothers, who went on to do Good Time. So yeah, you've just got to take that jump, and I think as long as you're not putting anyone in harm, as long as you're not causing any problems, you should be fine. I think at most, when we were shooting this film, the maximum people we had on set was about 10 crew members, and then probably 5 cast members. Because we had that smaller crew, which meant that it was easier to manage the production, and shooting with minimal lights. Like I think in total, the max amount of lights we used in a scene was probably 6 or 7. It meant that often our setup times weren't that long, which meant we had more time to focus on both the performance and the actual coverage that we wanted to get, which was a benefit from it, because maybe we were sacrificing certain things that Rufus the DP could do with his lighting, but it meant that we could also put a bit more time into the types of shots we wanted to get, and the framing we used to tell the story. Yeah, so we've used softwares like Mandy and Spotlight to find actors as well, because you can put your own jobs on there, and you can specify whether it's a paid job, whether it's a free job, how long it's going to be, and you can create your own count to show the other work you've done. You can put your own work on there as well, so they can get a feel for the type of stuff that you've done before. You know, with softwares like that, you'd expect that maybe you won't get responses, but you definitely will. We got a lot from it, and we found some good people on there. That's the main bit of advice I'd say about working on this budget, is if you're honest with your crew and cast about the limitations you're working with, about kind of the restraints you're with, I think a lot of people gravitate towards that, because they want to create something just as much as you do. So I'd always maintain an honesty with the professionals and collaborators you decide to work with. Once the film's finalised, our plan's to go to film festivals and just see how we get on at those film festivals, see if we can gain any sort of attraction for it. Because the perfect scenario is, obviously, everyone, I think most filmmakers would absolutely love to have their film in a cinema. Feature films are a very different thing to shorts in that sense, because we're looking for distribution. That's our ultimate goal, essentially. And whether that distribution is we get a cinema release after our festivals, or we get a streaming platform that we can put Dreek on, or we promote it online and we do that ourselves. It's like kind of we're open to whatever that festival journey brings us. And I think that you've got to maybe do more research. That's one thing I learned, is don't just submit to everything because you you think you should, that's the right thing to do. Research your festivals, look at the types of films maybe they had in their previous year, and see if you feel like your film fits a similar tone, a similar mood to those films that they've already had, and then maybe submit to those. Because rather than you just wasting all your money on 40 that you think that, oh, I'll go for these because I'm supposed to, you can pick the ones that you feel like you're going to have more of an impact at. You can look at your local film festivals as well, or screenings, because you get a lot of them. You get a lot of small screenings that might play 3 short films a month or something like that. Obviously Manchester was our local one, so we went straight to that because we wanted it to be in the city that we made it, and we probably will do that with this Dreek, seeing as it's the city we made Dreek in as well. But yeah, you've got to be open to the idea of going to both, pushing for big festivals, but the smaller ones are equally as important as well, because you can meet a lot of interesting people at those festivals. I remember watching a video online, and I'm going to shout out, I don't know who the guy that made it was, but it was a montage, probably a 10-minute long montage of many different famous directors giving their advice to young filmmakers on what they should do to make a film. And the first clip was Ridley Scott looking directly at the camera. I think it was an interview he did with Film 4, and he just turned around and says, just do it. Do it. And I think that's, as cliche as it is, it's as simple as that. You just need to get a camera, find a bunch of friends who are keen to be involved, or find some people online that would be keen to make some stuff with you, and just shoot. You don't need, I mean, I'm sure from the videos you've seen from Editor's Keys as well, you can shoot stuff on your own. You can shoot stuff by yourself, of yourself. There is ways of doing that now. You just have to start making, and you have to keep on making, because you're naturally going to progress no matter what through your experience of doing it, and constantly push yourself to push the limits of what you're trying to do. So I think that is the simplest bit of advice that I heard at a young age that has got me to making a feature film, is just get a camera and start shooting. Write, if you're not a writer, find a writer, and just keep on making films, keep on making videos, keep on expanding your knowledge, keep on expanding your experience.
So I hope you gained something from this video. If you did, let me know below, and I'll do some more like this. If you didn't like it, then let me know that also, so I can go home later and drink 10 beers and cry to all the mean comments. Make sure to check the film out when it's released. I'll put all of Ben's info in the description below. Cheers for watching.